Hi, welcome to Nerida Yoga. We're going to do a hip opening sequence for you. So we'll start with a stretchy warm-up. We're going to bring the bottoms of the feet together. So we have Grace and Faith, and of course I'm Nerida. And we'll just let the knees drop open in a butterfly stretch. So it doesn't matter where. If your knees are up here but you're feeling it on the inside of your legs, or that's as far as it can go, great, you're where you need to be. Just getting that nice stretch. You can move yourself around so you're right on your sitting bones, pulling the heels in towards you and lifting up nice and tall through your body. With a nice deep breath, inhale, exhale. Coming into Ujjayi breath. So you breathe in through your nose, through your throat, keeping the throat constricted, and breathing out the same way through your throat. So you hear it through the throat, Ujjayi breath, victorious breath. Now we'll take the right leg forward. So straight out in front from your hip, pulling the toes back towards you, pushing the heels away from you towards the front of your room. Arms reach up, big breath, inhale. Shoulders pull down, slide them down your back and come forward. So you're going to reach forward. You could hold on to your shin or wherever you can reach. If you're more flexible, you could bring your hands to your feet and pull your chest forward over the leg. And take a few breaths. It's good to hold a stretch, let the muscles take their time to open up. A good stretch is 2 minutes where you can really let all the fascia start to stretch out, or that connective tissue unwind itself. Of course, we won't be holding stretches for 2 minutes, but if you can, try it. And sitting up. So bring your left hand behind your hip. We're coming up onto the left knee. Keep the right leg nice and straight. Pushing up, the hips go forward. The arm reaches over, big stretch out. And sitting down. Taking your leg out to the right. So again, just take it as far as you can. The key is not to twist your body. You want to keep your hips square to the front edge of your mat and the leg goes out as far as you can. Again, flex the foot, the toes pull back towards you, the heel pushes away, getting that lovely stretch on the inside of your leg. Left arm reaches up high, then lift up higher again. Find that length in your spine. And come on over, big stretch, arm over the ear, bottom hand reaches out as far as you can. So if you can't reach your foot, that's fine. You just take your hands as far as you can. The key is not to twist your body down. You want to pull the shoulder back so you get that lovely stretch in the side of your body. And breathe. And come on up. Bring the soles of your feet together. Knees out wide. And again, sitting up lovely and tall. Do the other side. Bring your left leg forward. So you push that leg out in front of you. And flex the ankle, pull the toe back. Arms reach up. Do you want to bring it straight in front? There you go. And come forward. Again, just go as far as you can. Holding somewhere in the leg or to the foot. Pull the chest forward. You can let your head come down. Feel that stretching in the back of your body. Remember your breath. And sitting up, we'll take that knee stretch out. So come with the right hand behind your hip, coming up onto the right knee now. Hips push far forward, right over the knee. Now you'll see that Grace is on her elbow looking after her wrist. If you have any wrist issues, follow Grace. She's going to really show you some nice alternatives. Reach back as far as you can. Oh, that feels so good. And come back down. And now we take this leg out to the left. Again, keeping your body square to the front. Have the thigh pushing down in towards the floor. The right knee is down, right arm up, and we're going over to the left. Again, careful not to let the shoulder drop. Imagine you're between two panes of glass and you're sliding your body down in between them. Again, you can catch your foot. Go for a lovely big stretch. And sitting up. And bring the soles of your feet back together again. Notice how that feels in your legs. Feel it stretched out already? Good. Roll your shoulders up and back, sitting up tall. Okay, we'll get moving. Let's come into a downward dog. Cross your legs, hands come forward. So you could do this on your forearms. You could even stay on your knees if you like. And Faith and I are going to lift up into a downward facing dog. And pulse right heel to left heel. Right side to the left side. Just getting that lovely stretch through one leg, then the other. So if you go too fast, you're probably not getting a good stretch. If you slow it down a little bit, you're going to feel that through the back of the straight leg, which is what we want to achieve. And press both heels down, push your body through to your thighs. Remember to push down through the knuckles of your hands. So you don't want to be into the wrists. Come forward into the knuckles, and you're going to protect the wrists a little more there. Walk your hands back to your feet, so you come to the back edge of your mat. And bent knees here are great. That's going to take the pressure out of the hamstrings. Opposite hand to opposite elbow. Drop your head between the arms. Let's just shake the head out to start with. Loosen up the neck. Let that come still. And then swing the body right to left. And let the body slow down in its own time. Just find a beautiful fold. Hands to the floor. Straighten your knees. And walk your hands forward. Downward dog. So we're going to take some lunges to warm up the hips a little more. Take your right foot high into the air. Sweep it up as high as it can go. And then swing that right foot forward into a lunge. Back knee to the floor to start with. And bring your arms up. Good. And then hands behind your back. Interlock the fingers. Squeeze the shoulders, lift the chest and go up and back. And then hands to the floor. So we're going to tuck the back foot under and straighten the back leg, coming into a side lunge. So you spin around. That's it. I'll show you side on. You can always lift this right heel. And this straight leg rotating through the hip, knee to the sky, and you're going to feel feeling that in the leg there? Yeah, right? It's a really strong stretch. A little bit more intense than that first one. So try and tuck your bottom under, that's it, but you can drop your shoulders forward. Get a lovely big stretch here. And now straighten that right knee and bring your feet parallel, hands to the floor, and just drop your head down. Hold one ankle, then the other ankle, hold behind the ankles, and pull your head through your knees. Stretching out through your low back. Good, hands to the floor. So we're going to spin that right foot forward so you come back into the side lunge. That's it. Beautiful. And then tuck your back foot under and you come into your forward lunge again. So at the front edge of the mat, forward lunge. Front foot goes back into your downward facing dog. Hope I'm not breathing too heavy into this microphone for you. And left leg, take it high. Big breath. Inhale, lift that left leg up. Again, if you need to do this from your elbows or even the knees, do it. Modifying is the best way to look after yourself if you need to. Big lunge, big step, lunge. Back knee to the floor. Let the hips drop. Good. And then arms up. Hands behind your back. Interlock the fingers. Squeeze the shoulders and lift up and back. And hands to the floor. Tuck your back foot, straighten your back leg, and again you're going to come into that side lunge, so spin around. So you're going to pop the toes on your straight leg, so the toes and the knees are to the sky and this leg nice and straight. So you can see Faith has her heel on the floor and Grace and I have them up, so it's optional, whatever works for you. Where do you feel that?
Inner thigh.
Inner thigh, yeah. Yeah. It's a strong stretch. It's a good one. So now we're coming into crab, a little more intense. So you're going to flatten that foot out and come with the feet flat, hands on the inside of your feet, toes out, elbows pressing against your calf muscles, and you drop your hips back and really squat down. Try and get your hips lower than the knees, which is good for your digestion if you need it. Dropping your hips down like that. Just whatever you can manage. Oh, really feeling that in both legs now.
And the hips.
And the hips? Great. Okay, come back into your left leg, into the side lunge. Spin your back foot under, turn and face to the front of your mat again, and step back into the downward dog. Feel all stretched out now? We'll take a quick child's pose just to take a rest before we get moving a little more. So sitting into your hips, sitting back, let your head come to the floor. Just tuck it behind, it's fine, it's good. Lovely. Just a few breaths here in child's pose. And now we'll come onto our hands and knees again and into downward facing dog. Walk your feet to your hands, forward bend. Bow down. And come up to standing. Arms will reach up high. Inhale. And fold. Forward bend, bow down. Bow. Half lift, chest forward. We'll come into a high plank, hands flat, walk your feet back to the back edge of the mat. You could do this with your knees on the floor or the elbows. Pull the chest forward. And then low plank, bend the elbows, pull your shoulders down. Inhale, upward dog. So pushing the tops of your feet flat. You could bend the elbows if you want to take the pressure out of this a little bit. And downward dog. Come up and back. We'll take warrior one. Step your right foot to your right hand. Back heel to the mat and the arms reach up. Warrior two, opening to the left side of the room, really pushing your knee back over the little toes. Push into your feet, get really grounded into your soles of your feet. And a big stretch back into reverse warrior, back hand to your back leg, arm over the ear. Warrior two, arms out. High plank, here we go, hands to the floor. Front foot goes back, high plank. Low plank towards the mat. Inhale, upward dog, lift up. Downward facing dog. Left leg, sweep it up into the air behind you. And warrior one, big step. Again, pull the shoulders down, lift your body. Remember your breath. Warrior two, face to the right side, arms out. And a reverse warrior, go up and back. Back hand to your back leg, top arm lengthen through the elbow, reach it up and out. Warrior two. Hands to the mat for your high plank. Low plank. Inhale, upward dog. See if you can stretch out the whole front of your body. And downward dog. Walk your feet to your hands. Bow down. And come up to standing, arms up high, and bow, forward fold. Thunderbolt. So bend the knees, arms up. Good, squat as deep as you can, reaching up and out through your body, long spine. If you're feeling this in the low back, you can always bring your hands down to your knees. Otherwise, opposite hand to opposite elbow. Lift the chest. Squat deeper. Stay on your legs. Fold at the hips. Bring your ribs to your thighs. Fold down. Elbows towards the floor. And then straighten your knees so you're in a forward bend. Hands to the mat. Half lift. High plank. Walk or jump your feet back. Low plank. Bend the elbows lower towards the mat. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale to your downward dog. Let's bring the right foot to warrior one. Arms up. Good. Hands behind your back. Interlock the fingers. Straighten the elbows. Squeeze the shoulder blades in. Now we're going to go forward into a balance. So push into your front foot. Float the back leg high. And then lower the back foot down. And humble warrior. Fold at the hips. Bring your ribs on the inside of your front leg. Drop your head. The arms wrap up and over. Really pull the arms over towards the wall in front of you. Pushing your back foot into the floor. Then you bend the knee, you drop your hips low. That's going to be a really intense stretch in your hips for you. Feeling that? Yeah. Hands to the floor. Here we go. High plank. Front foot goes back. Low plank, you could bring your knees to the floor, lower your body down. Inhale, upward dog, downward dog. Oh, take that lovely deep breath in through your nose and out. Left leg, sweep your left leg up. Big step, warrior one. So bring that foot through, plant the back foot down, arms reach up. So you want to bend this front knee as much as you can, pulling the thigh bone into your hip socket. Get really strong in your warriors. Hands behind your back, interlock your fingers, squeeze the shoulders. Here we go into that balance. Push into your front foot. The back heel lifts up. Breathe. And place the foot down. Into the humble warrior. Drop your body forward, pulling that left hip in underneath you. Arms wrap over. Remember, bend the front knee, drop the hips deep. And hands to the floor. Front foot goes back, high plank to low plank. Inhale, upward dog, big breath in, downward dog. Here we go. And step or jump your feet to your hands, forward bend. Round down over your legs. And come up to standing, arms reach up, big breath in, and bow, forward fold. Half lift. High plank, walk or jump, your feet back. Low plank. Inhale up and back, downward dog. So do one more set of warriors, right foot to warrior one. To warrior two. Reverse warrior. Warrior two. High plank. Low plank. Inhale, upward dog. And downward dog. Left foot, warrior one. Warrior two. Reverse warrior. Warrior two. High plank. Low plank. Upward dog. And downward dog. Okay, let's take a quick child's pose. Come to a rest. I wasn't going to do many sun salutations this morning, was I? But they felt so good, I just kept going. Anyway, we'll just take a few breaths before we move into some balancing. Okay, here we go. When you're ready, downward dog. And walk your feet to your hands. Roll up to standing. We'll take a couple of variations of eagle. So first of all, just bring your hands down by your side. Yeah, we're going to lift the knee. No hands, just lift the right knee in front of you. I'm just going to pull these up. Okay, right knee lifted. There we go. Lift your knee up and out. So imagine there's like a little fence at your knee level. And you're lifting the leg up and over and back. Let it go back. Good. And you can soften that standing knee if you like as well. We're going to bring it forward, keeping this lovely square shape in the knee. And now in your own time, we'll probably move at different times, just taking your leg up and back, really rotating through the hip. You can freeform your arms, let the arms go. Keep the breath flowing, so maybe an inhale forward, exhale back, and we'll just wait for Faith to come back and join us. Oh, there we are. Now the leg is going to come up and over into eagle. So you're wrapping that right leg over the left and right arm comes under. And we're in eagle. Eyes on one point. Good. Feet together. Really feel that in your standing leg, don't you? Woo! Check it out. All right. Just reach up, reach back a little, just open up the body. And then coming upright, arms down. Here we go, other side. Lift your left knee. So we're going to lift it up and carry it up and around, out to the side. And yep, in your own time, up and over, up and back. So if you look at one point, you're going to find more balance, not like me looking all over the place and getting all wobbly. We'll come again, one more time, forward and back. And this last one, we're going to lift up and over, wrapping that left leg over into eagle pose. Left arm under, hook of the elbows. And come on up, feet together, arms up, good work. Again, you can shake your legs out if that feels really tight. So we're going to take another variation of eagle. Let's set the arms up first this time. Right arm under, hook the elbows. Bend your knees. Lift your right leg. And we're going to bring the foot across the thigh, knee out wide. Flexing that ankle of the right foot, so you're creating this shape here. You could stay upright or fold. So you tilt at the hips, fold right at the hip joint, bring your body forward, elbows pull forward, sit back into that standing leg, the left leg. Hold it, just breathe in this pose, very challenging. Stay with your breath, and then come on up. Feet together, arms reach up, good work. We're going to go to the other side. So again, start with the arms. Let's put the left arm under, hook it under. Bend your knees. Now lift your left leg. Bring the foot across the thigh, flex the ankle, knee out wide. Squat into this. So you're really standing on that right leg. Driving the left knee away from you. And now we fold at the hips. Stay with it for a few breaths. If you wobble, that's fine. Try and drop the hips back and the chest pulls forward. You're going to really increase the stretch right there in the hips. And slowly coming up. Feet together. And arms reach up. And bow, forward fold. Half lift to high plank. Low plank. Inhale, upward dog to downward dog. Bring your knees to the floor. Cross your feet behind you, sitting onto your bottom and bringing your feet flat. That's it. So Faith is probably going to take some modifications for us. Yeah, so Faith is going to take her left leg down and bring the right foot across that straight leg. You can choose. I'll bring the right foot across like this. And you want to push that knee, so you're going to have that foot flat like this. Yeah. And bringing the hips closer towards your front heel. Walk your hands in. We lift the chest and bring the chest to the shin. You can just fold forward at the hips. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. Awesome. What a great stretch. Head towards your shin. You could close your eyes here. I like to close to just come within. We're starting to slow down. So finding that internal space, the quietness, the stillness. Again, holding a stretch for a few minutes is so beneficial. Maximizing the release. And sitting up. So you can take an intense ease pose with both legs straight and pushing up. We're going to take half tabletop. You could just stay like this and push your chest up and hold the pose. You could even walk your hands back a little and bend the elbows and drop back. And I'm going to go with the legs in this shape and just lifting the hips up and back. So there's options. And lower the hips down. Now we're going to take Lord of the Fishes. So if your foot is across the thigh, toe heel the foot across. Otherwise follow Faith, bringing that leg over. You can leave this leg straight or tuck it in underneath. Everybody hands behind, sitting up tall. Taking your left arm up. Wrap that elbow around the right knee, really squeezing the knee in towards you. Lift up tall, the backhand past your spine. Spiral around and look over to the back of the room. And now we're going to spin the other way. Faith, if you just want to turn around over that leg, I'm going to come up and take a really big stretch over here. Grace, your choice. There we are. And sitting up for a boat. Arms forward, knees together and lift. So you could have your knees bent. You could always hold behind the thighs here if you need, or behind the knee if you need to support your low back. Or you could go straight legs. And then bring your feet flat. Hands behind your back. Other side. So you could straighten out the right leg. We're going to bring the left foot over. Flex this ankle. So you want to drop your knee down. Yeah, you can flex the ankle so you're feeling that in the hips. And again, come forward. Otherwise, scoot your hips forward, pull your body in towards that shin and bow over the leg. And sitting up. So we're going to go back. You can either go intense east or you can bring your hands back. You can lift the chest up. I'm going to lift up onto the wrists. So you're just going to go up and back like this, Grace. Beautiful. Look at that. And come down. Try heel that bottom foot across. Bring the foot flat. Hands behind your back, sitting up tall. Right arm up. And this wraps around, elbow around the knee, and we spin. Looking over the back shoulder. So you want to take at least 3 or 4 breaths here in your Lord of the Fishes. And let's unwind. So we're going to take different versions. I'm going to come for a stretch over. There we go. Yep. And sitting up. Nice. Let's come to downward dog. So, of course, we cannot do hip openers without doing the half pigeon. Here we go. Right leg to your right foot to your left hand. Right foot. So coming down, you want to have that right knee in line with that left hip and slide the back leg away. Good. Lift up tall to start with. Really slide that back leg away from you and make sure you're nice and square. You're not rolling to the right or over to the left. And walk your hands forward. You could come to your elbows, or you could bring your arms right out and head down to the floor. The hips can be very intense, the hip openers. So you just want to sit with that, breathe into that spot where you feel the tightness, feel the sensation. And imagine it's like an ice cube. And we're pouring boiling hot water on the ice cube, and it's slowly melting away. Finding that deep release. And slowly walk your hands in. We'll swing the back leg around for either cow face pose or double pigeon. So bring your back leg around. So cow face pose, you want to bring the right knee right in front of you and the left knee comes over. So you're stacking knee over knee. You can hold on to your feet and pull the heels in, sitting up nice and tall. You could stay upright or fold over your legs. Or I'll show you a double pigeon. So this is where we open the legs out with the feet, the knees in line with the hips, the feet flexed. I like to pull the muscles out, so I'm really on the sitting bones. And then again, folding at the hips and body forward. Just a couple more breaths here in either cow face or double pigeon. And come on up. Ah, that feels so good, yeah. Here we go. Cross your legs, come back, downward facing dog, or you could just come to your hands and knees if you prefer. And straight to the other side. Bring the left foot to half pigeon. So we're going to have that left knee in line with the hip. And again, let's stay upright for a moment and really slide that right foot away from you. The top of the foot is on the floor and you're pushing your hips down. So like Faith is showing, if you need to, you could put a cushion or a block or something under that hip if you need extra support. And now walk your hands forward, coming down to your elbows. Or straighten the arms out and really lay your body forward over the leg. For another, oh, feel that? Yeah, feel it for another few breaths. Here we go. You love it? Yeah. It loves you right back. So we've done all this work getting into our hips, and this is the dessert at the end. Yeah. So we can get right into those tight pockets in the hips. Just sit with it, breathe into the tight spots. And they'll release out, they won't be quite so tight. And walk your hands in. Last pose, let's do it. Back leg swings around. And we're coming either to the cow face, bringing that bottom knee right in underneath and top leg over, holding onto your feet, pulling them back. It's easier on one side than the other. Yeah, always. Always. Or, of course, the double pigeon. Legs out. So if you're in double, you're trying to stack shin over shin. And if your knee's up here, that's pretty normal. I'm just particularly open in the hips. So here we go. Up and forward. And down. So you can think of this as the final pose, coming towards the end of the practice. This is a chance to really let go, sink in. You find that spot where you just hit yogic bliss, just bliss out. Slowly sitting up. Come to, yeah, exactly. Let's shake the legs out first. Yeah, just free them up. Free out your legs. And cross your feet and coming into a cross-leg position. Hands to your heart center. Take a long breath. Inhale. Exhale. Looking at your fingertips. And together we say, Namaste. And a huge thank you to Grace and to Faith. I hope you feel nice and open in your hips now. Thank you. Great.